Hello, greetings. I'm in Bangalore right now, and today was a beautiful day because we went to meet a great Avadhoot named Siddhapaji. He is around 100 kilometers from here in a place called Yadiur, Tattikere village in Yadiur, and this is in Tumkur, place called Tumkur in Karnataka. About 2 hours drive from here, and we went in the morning today, and whole day we were there in his vicinity with him in the sense in his aura, and it was beautiful. I come here almost once every year, and this is, I think, my fourth visit here to Appaji, and it's like a bath, having a bath, auric bath, kosha bath, whatever you call it. But it was real, very beautiful. The whole day was meditative. The whole day was silent. What else can you expect in the aura of a person who is completely in stillness? Avdutapaji is completely always in stillness, silent, and very much in the moment, in complete awareness, completely merged in divine consciousness, and the perfect example of yoga Stukuru Karmani. Last time we were there, he gave us the only instruction of always remaining connected with God. Always, in whatever you do, stay connected with Him and trust Him and have faith in Him. This is what he used to always say, which is again what I also always speak in awareness, all my awareness videos about staying completely connected, which my Gurudev also has always taught Yogastu Kuru Karmani, being always connected with the divine in whatever activity you do. And that today, again, Avdut Appaji was demonstrating in his work. Today, whole day he was in the fields and he works, he toils hard in his field, he grows his own vegetables, he does everything there. And he's a self-sufficient person. He has one helper with him who's doing his seva. And I believe his sevak also is as good as him, almost very saintly and very divine. And whatever he speaks also is very divine and mystical, though people condemn, like, he's just his helper. No, I don't know, I have always said this: the people in and around Avdutas, be very careful. They are, because 24 by 7 they are being groomed, knowingly or unknowingly, in the aura of their great mystic master. So they have purity in consciousness, and they are elevated souls. So we got to learn a lot from him today also, his assistant also. So my due respects to him. So Apaji was there in the fields today, and he saw us coming from far. And after very shortly, he came into our the hut where we were inside, and his hut, and he came and sat, and he took out a cigarette, and he began smoking and all those things. So he asked me, "What have you brought?" And I told it's fruits, and he said, "Why do you bring fruits? Nobody eat here fruits and all that." Then he picked the fruit, and he checked out all the bags, and finally he was looking for something, and he found that, and that was the cigarette packets that I always buy for him. Many of them buy. So he was looking in there, and he found the cigarette packets, and he took off that, and rest of the things he did take it in. And that's his thing, and it's very mystical. We will never understand all these things, but it's okay. Gifting the cigarette. He smokes, and then he took out a cigarette, and he sat in front of us, and he was again lost. And we had a great time. We were in total silence, and he was nodding to many things, and a lot of other things happened. And then he went out, and we were in the hut only. Then we said we want to meditate to the assistant. He told us go and behind and do that, because usually when you go to Siddhapaji, they don't entertain you more to sit there more and idly do anything like thing. It's like, you're done with it, get out. So Appaji also is very strict on that basis. So this time we wanted to be in his aura. I wanted to especially be in that auric field, and that happened because we were allowed the behind room. There is one room that Apache has built, got it built. It's made completely out of stone slabs, no cement, no mortar, nothing, no other material used, and it's beautifully divine. So we had our experiences there. We came back, and we were waiting for Apache to come because he was still in the fields. Normally Apache comes because he's very much aware. If you have a thought, if you have a bhava, he responds to it. I have seen him always doing that. But this time, uh, he was not coming very quickly. So, and we were thinking until you take their permission, it's a very courtesy kind of a thing. It's a respectful feeling. Whenever you go to great mistakes, you without their permission, you never leave. So we were waiting for his permission in some day, and then I got to know that he was wanting us to be in that auric field for long. Then I told my friend also, okay, let us just enjoy this feeling and be here, because I think he wants us to be here. Otherwise, he would have come, because he comes means he's like, bye bye, get lost. So he was working, and just a few meters in front of us, we could see him sitting and plowing and all those things, and he was constantly looking on and off. He was aware of us. So for a couple of hours we were there, and he then came. Uh, Finally, he came once in between, and he asked us if we have had food. He asked us to take some food, and we were served little food as a prasad. I had said with as a prasad we'll take. This time I was little scared, because last time we had gone, we were around four of us, and last time he was bombarding. There were other two three guys also. Filthiest of words he was. And my friends are asking, what is he saying? What is he saying? Because Kannada is speaking. Yeah. I said, I can't even translate what he's telling. It was so horrible. So last time he was very ferocious. And as I told before, avdutas are nothing but reflections of what you carry. What the people bring in there, they just reflect that things. So we didn't know whose was what and all that stuff. But last time that had happened. So this time we were a little cautious. But this time he was completely silent. Completely different. And then after that food episode and all that, he went, and then he very kindly treated us. He told his helper also, okay, give them food and look carefully and give them good stuff and all, and he went. And then we were waiting. 1 2 hours passed, and finally we did a mistake, which we shouldn't have done. So we made a mistake, and because we were waiting, and it was getting evening, and we began talking on something that was you couldn't say an idle gossip. The moment we began that, for a couple of hours there was no issues at all. The moment we began that, I think around 4 to 5 minutes we just talked about it. Immediately he got up and he told his helpers, ask them to leave. I within fraction of second when that happened, it was so spontaneous. I knew where the mistake happened, and without telling, the helper came and told what the mistake was. So we were asked to go, so I didn't say anything. I said I just wanted to meet him once and go. So his servant was saying, no, he's asked to leave. So I was just standing there, and Appaji got up and came. See how compassionate, how unconditional they are. He got up and came, and he said, okay, it's time, you'll leave now, and all that. I said, okay, Appaji. Then he said, he sat down, and then he started telling. Beautiful lesson that he gave, which I want to share. He said, in life, always be at work. If not working, be in dhyana, be in meditation. Anything else is a distraction. Especially idle talk. Idle talk he did not mention, but we were just idle in the sense that there is no meaning to it. We are just sitting chatting, you can say. So kind of chatting. So, and very precisely he pointed out to not wasting time. He said in life, time is very important. So you give utmost importance to time. And he said either you're working or you're meditating. And that is exactly what Avdhuta Siddhapachi does. You meet him anytime, he's either working or he's meditating. When he's completely in samadhi. Sometimes he's for hours together in samadhi. He very deep consciousness. It will take a lot of time for him to come back and come down and be grounded. I've seen that also in him. So, and when he's down, he will not sit and just talk or waste his time or do something, or just he will go to the field, or he's cooking, or he's cutting vegetables, or he's cleaning the weeds, something or the other. What a beautiful example. And he says, while you're doing that, you got to be in yogastha kuru karmani. He says, be connected to God always, and you can see that in him. He hardly talks, but when he has to talk, he will talk, and anything and everything. So that was one of our beautiful, most beautiful experiences today, because today was very silent kind of a day. Whole day went very silent. We took out our car and we were going in, and there were no talks even in the car. We were not feeling like talking. We were all silent. I was in my meditation. Rahul Bhai was driving his car in meditatively for 2 hours. No talks at all. We reached there. The whole they went silent except for the little gossip, and see one little mistake and they catch you for that. So I just told him we'll not do it again, and they are not bothered about all, because that was just for a kshana. He said that what he had to say, what he had to convey, and he was back into his very unconditional love, and he was saying, okay, okay, take this, and then he took the fruits, he blessed, and he blessed us all, and then he gave us the biscuits back, and 2 3 little funny things he told, and we laughed about it, and I said, go. And these are the things that he mentioned today, very peace, and there was absolutely very peace. So we come back today with beautiful lessons, the lessons from the mistakes, and these were personal lessons, but we do all these mistakes because the wasting of time, the time is so important, and you got to be busy always doing something, otherwise the idle mind gets into nonsense. So that's a beautiful lesson that I had to share with you today. We just came back, and we are fully fed. Don't feel hungry also today, like we just ate a little bit of what he gave, and that was fully satisfactory. And so if anybody is interested, you can definitely go around to this place. I put the address on the this also, but when you're going there, be very careful, be very serious about it. He's one mistake who can thrash out things, and you got to be very simple, very humble, very low, and very grounded. And absolutely one tip that I'll give is never ask questions, never talk, never have anything. Don't go with any expectations. We had no expectations, we were emptied. We just went there to just be in his presence, and he could tap in it, because the moment people come in, he will begin tapping into it, and so then suddenly within seconds to minutes he will start what is inside that person accordingly. So everybody's treatment is different. So today he was like, when we emptied him, and he was completely quiet. He was only smiling. So, okay, good, 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 fine, fine, fine. In Kannada he was saying, yeah, all okay, okay, okay. He was saying only that. Then he allowed us to be in his space for a long time, and while leaving, he told us, trust in God always, trust only in God, be connected to that. And he said, don't worry about how the world is, the world will function as it is. Don't be bothered about that. Just be bothered about how much, yes, he said, contentment can you give yourself. How much satisfactorily you can be content with yourself. Be only in that. Be satisfied with whatever you get in life. Be happy with whatever you get in life. Be very content, very happy with it, and grateful for it. These were the messages that he gave. Be content, be connected to God, and be busy either in your karma or in your dhyana. These are beautiful messages. So I hope this will help you in some way. And if you wish to take the blessings of such Avadhutas who are mystics walking on this planet, I have taken out this website, themysticalmystics.com, with all information regarding such mystics. And wherever the living mystics are there, I am trying to share all their addresses and their whereabouts. So you can directly go there. No need of asking me any questions, not required. Everything is there. You just go directly there, you take their blessings. But again, as I told you, if you're going to any Avadhutas, don't go with expectations, and don't ask questions. Don't never speak to them and argue or talk or self-talk or glorify or justify. They will literally thrash it out. So just go sit, and whatever happens also take it, because today I got Apart from that, I'm not telling because there are a lot of personal things also, which we go inside with. They know, so they respond accordingly. So I got some firings on some things also, and some good things on something also. Those I'm not telling. What is general I'm saying. So it is all delivered individually. Okay. So anyway, and don't go with the expectation of shooting videos there. Be very careful. This is only I did with some divine intent and permission, so that I can share it for this website. So just be careful on those things. Don't try to, because he will blast if anybody takes out mobile, if anybody chats there, if anybody is idling there, or anybody comes with any other worldly stuff. So just be some tips on that. So with this, I take your leave and thank you so much for listening. May we all be blessed on the path. Stay blessed. Much divine love and light to all of you.